Okay. Hello guys. So in this video, we will take a look at the subscription charges we can put on the app. So I have come up with four plans: free, basic, pro, and enterprise. And each of them has their own price. The free has zero price and 6.99, 14.99, and 29.99 respectively. And each of these plans have a specific number of credits assigned to them. So any operation we do on the app, we need to consume these credits, and this will be the validator whether the user has the credits or not to perform the action. So I have assigned 50 credits to the free plan, 500 to the basic, 2000 to the pro, and 10,000 to the enterprise. And I just looked over it and I made sure that no two plans can exist with the same name and price. So that will take care of that. So if I refresh it, then you can see that the table is here. And now we can start building, assigning the plans to users. So first of all, we need a billing page on the app, something above the settings element here that will allow the user to buy plans. Yeah, to buy plans. What we could do is we need to define if a user is on a plan or not. So for that, we will use an intermediate table. We will call it user plans. And in that table, we will contain the user ID and the plan ID and the number of credits they got and what they paid for it. So we have an intermediate table mapped for each user where we will contain the records of what user is on what plan. So let's build it quickly. So in the terminal, I will do PHP artisan make model user plans. Then, yeah. So user plans table we got. I can do big increment. The reason I took the credits and price in this table is because over time, these parameters can change for the plans table. The management can decide we want to charge more or charge less or give more credits or give less credits. So that shouldn't affect the people that already bought the plan. So that is why I included these information in these table to make sure what price they paid and how many credits they got originally when they first bought it. Okay. So after that, we can just tractor carded equals this, and we can do PHP artisan migrate. Some kind of error. Done. So in the user model, I should confess this that I don't have a specific use case for the app. So what I could do is I could give you the functions for consuming the credits and assigning the credits and making sure that the user has current credits to perform a specific action. So you create the use case on your own and work with the project. And let's build the billing page. So let me build the billing page quickly and I'll get back. Okay, so we are back and we have built the billing page. There is not much going here, just the plan name, the price, and the credits that they are getting. So let's do the buy logic for it. And for it, I have declared some routes in the web.php. Plan.plan/buy will take care of buying the plan, and the Shopify RAC accept route will handle the accepting of the charge. So I have turned on my ngrok here and I have replaced the production in app-env and app URL. And after that, we can, yeah, we can do it. Okay. So I have opened up the recurring application charge API documentation. And here it says that we need to make an API call to this URL with recurring application charges.json. So that's what I've done. In the get Shopify URL, I have mentioned this. I have taken those headers as usual, and I've created this payload. So which will have the recurring application charge on the top, and the name will contain the app name, and then it says charge for plan, and then it will say which plan name and the price for it, which will be obviously in float. Then I'm passing test true. You can disable it if you are using it in a production environment. And the return URL I have specified like this. I couldn't do route because of the ngrok URL mismatch. So I have mentioned it like this, and yeah, this will work. So after that, I'm making an API call, and if the status code is exactly equal to 200, oh sorry, it should be 201. That means it is created, and I will take this index from the body index of response and I'll redirect to the confirmation URL. Otherwise, I will return back with saying some error. So now let's try it out. I'll just run PHP artisan optimize, and I also need to paste the new ngrok URL in the app. So I will take this here. It's kind of annoying to do this every time I make a new video. So that's why I asked you to subscribe. So it keeps me a little less on edge. What happening? What's happened here? Okay, so app setup. Yeah, this and this. So let's hit save and we are done. Run this one more time. Yeah, that's fine then. Yeah. Now let's go back to our store. And let's log in here. So now that I'm logged in into my store, now we can hit buy. So we have updated with the current ngrok URL, and here we are. So let's now hit buy. Let's see what happens. So if I buy the 6.99 plan, let's see. If I hit buy, yeah, then I get redirected to this page and I can approve this. So it says you will not be charged for this. So what I have done is we are not going to give them the credits unless they approve of this charge. So on the accept subscription charge, I'm just DDing out what the request I will receive, and let's hit approve. Let's see what happens. So if I hit approve, so it says, oh, I'm sorry. So in web.php, I think I needed this. Yep. PHP artisan optimize, and if I hit this again, yeah, then I'm getting the plan ID and the charge ID. So we can fetch the details of this charge ID from Shopify and we can determine if this is active or not. So let me write this, try catch, and just so let me write out the logic for this and I'll get back here. We have written the logic for accepting the subscription charge. So in that, what we are doing is we are only taking the charge ID and the plan ID out of the request. Then I'm taking the store and the user variable. Then I'm taking the plan ID here and let me replace it right here. Yeah. So I'm taking the plan that was in the database. Then I'm setting this URL, which is recurring application charges slash the charge ID dot JSON. And I'm getting the response. And if it is 200, then I'm taking the recurring application charge from it. And then if the status is active, then I would know that it got accepted and we can start making money off of it. So for the user plans model, I am inserting this and I'm using create since we are only taking the latest one as our reference. So that is why we can use the create method here. Then I'm using the user assign credits function. Now this is the function that I need to talk about a little. So in a production environment, you should use Redis because it is incredibly fast and it is a key value based database. So you should use that. But given that I'm using a Windows platform, I cannot use it. So I have to resort to the cache driver that Laravel provides. A downside to using the cache driver is the cache can be cleared out anytime user wants. So if I just run PHP artisan optimize, then that would also clear the cache. And if I run PHP artisan cache clear, then that will also erase it. So in an ideal environment, if you're using a Linux environment or you're using it in a production environment, you should use Redis. But here we have to read it from the cache and sync it into the database. So that's what I'm going to do. So in user.php, you can see this assign credits function here, and I have written this here. So I will put this, and yeah, so that will be our assign credits logic. Now for the billing controller page, I should throw in another argument. So last plan info that I'm sending here. So in billing.index, I should display also how much you have left. So after that, info arrow credits. Yeah, this should do it. Yeah, I have these things and I can return back. Yeah. Yeah. So there was an ngrok error, but it says plan purchase successfully. Let's try out one more. So if now I try to purchase the 14.99, then let's see what happens. Then I would have to approve this. And if I hit approve, I should be going to the billing page. So we should say return redirect route dot index. Yep. I have no idea why this keeps coming up. So let's try it out one more time. And if I hit approve, yeah. So now it says your remaining credits is 2000. I don't know why it is so big. So let me make it H5. Yeah, now it's a bit readable. So let me cut this here and yeah, much more readable. So now that we have our active button here, so we can say that yeah, we have that. So 2000 credits we have. So this is coming from the last plan info. So let's change that a bit. So yeah, I'm sorry. Here we can say credits equal cache get user credits user ID. Let's see how much that comes up. Yeah. So it says 2000. Yeah. So we can read this. So we can say user arrow get credits. So let's define this function. Public function get credits. We can just say return cache get. Yeah, this should be good. But I will have to also do a scenario where I will clear the cache. And yeah, we should take care of that. Hmm. And let's send this credits variable also. Yeah. So in the index, I will simply say your remaining credits. It's and credits not equal to null and credits not equal to false. So then I will say credits else. Yeah. So this will work. So I'm just checking if credits is not equal to null and not equal to false, then I'm showing these credits variable. Otherwise, I'll show it from the database, the last one that I found. So let's run it. Yeah, 2000. So this should be fine. And yeah, that should do it. Now let's cover the scenario where we consume credits, and that is something that it needs to be, yeah, handled very delicately. So what I'm going to do is give you a function here, public function consume credits. And I will say how many credits I want consumed from the user's account. So then I'll say, okay, first of all, I need to make sure that the user has those credits, because in case he doesn't, then I might have to throw an exception, and that exception might be of 429 too many request status maybe. Yeah, that should do it. So hmm, let's actually clear the cache. Let's see what happens. So in billing controller, if I do dd credits, what do I get here? I get null. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, so credits equal this. If credits equal to null, return credits. This arrow get last plan info arrow credits. This should work. Yeah, in billing controller, if I now do dd credits, let's see how much I get. 2000. Yeah, perfect. So get credits function is now sorted for Windows environment. You should really take a look at Redis environment. So this will work a little better there. So yeah, credits equal, yeah, this will work. So now what we can do is first we can read how many credits the user has. Get, sorry, get credits. And after that we can say if, oh, I'm sorry, consume consume credits. If consume credits is greater than credits, so new exception, not enough credits in account, and we can say the credit score will be 429. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so we will simply catch it here and throw it back to the function that calls it. So we can do that. Otherwise, in another case, the user does have the credits. So what you can do, new credits equal credits minus consume credits, and then just we can say this arrow fine. So in other case, the user does have the credits. So we can say this assign credits, and we can do new credits. Yeah, but in this case, we also need to sync it in the database. So we might have to do this a bit. Last plan info equals this. Actually, you know what? Let's do this in this function itself. So this will all do both for the cache and the DB. So we can do last plan equals this arrow get last plan info. Oh, I'm sorry, this. Hmm. Last plan arrow credits equal credits. Then we can say last plan save. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so we can do this. So you will have a full control of how many credits the user has. So first we will check the cache, and if it doesn't exist there, then we will take from the database and we will return it. And when we are consuming, so we will first check how many credits the user already has, and if the consumed credit is more than that, we will throw an exception. And in other case, we will just minus the consumed credits from the original credits, and we will assign it back to the account. So that will put it both in the cache and the database. So now let's put a button that will consume credits. I'll say like 20 credits at a time. So let me just put this here. Div class row column 12 text center, and that I can do ahref equal this consume credits. So for this, I'm not really bothered with any consume credits. Yeah, so this will be a testing route. BTM primary. Yeah, that should do it. So in web.php, let's add it. Consume slash credits, and we can say billing controller consume credits, and we can say, yeah, let's run PHP artisan optimize, and this should be good. So for the consume credits, let's define this function. Public function consume credits request request. So I can do take the authenticated user and I will say user arrow consume credits and I can say 20, let's say. So it wouldn't be like a huge deal. PHP artisan optimize. Well, anyway, so let's run it. So now this is the consume credits button. If I click it, what happens? Nothing happens. So I should say return redirect route billing dot index. Yeah, so two times it actually got run. So it's 1960. So if I run it one more time, then it is 1940. There are 6 queries running for it, which is fine. Yeah, one more time, and it is 1920. So now let's clear the cache and let's see what happens. So cache clear. Now let's see what happens. So it still says 1920, which is great because which means that means it's coming from the database. And let's check it out the database as well. So if I ran it, then yeah, it is saying here 1920. So that is awesome. If I consume it one more time, now it says 1900 and now it is 1900 in the database as well. So yeah, fine. So consuming credits logic has now been completed. So let me do this for let's say 5,000. Let's see what happens. So if I do direct route billing dot index with an error message with error, yeah, I don't get message. Let's see. So now if I consume it, obviously it doesn't have it. Oh, I'm sorry, return redirect. Yeah, so it says not enough credits in account. So this will cover it and yeah, this is it for the video. So this is how you can charge the customer on a subscription basis. So that is that. You can save more data. I should add because I didn't save the response to this API. I think you should save it in your database as a backup in case Shopify APIs don't work for you. So yeah, this is it for the video. Like it and subscribe to my channel if you like this style of content. And I will see you next time. Peace.